So I don't know how bad it'll get for us in the United States, but let's take a look at what our leaders are telling us. In the story from Daily Mail, Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow brags that it doesn't matter to her how high gas prices are because she drives by every station in her electric vehicle.
Let them eat cake.
Let them drive Teslas.
Okay, so if the meme of the person drowning getting a high five from the person on the boat were a person, I was like, holy cow, I cannot imagine a better embodiment. That's insane.
Remember when Colbert said the same thing?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if it's $20 a gallon. I drive an electric car.
said the same thing.
So I was on Facebook and I see these memes because I have like thousands of people follow me, and someone posted gas prices are not Joe Biden's fault, or like, something like that. And then I responded with, being snarky, if you can't afford an electric car, you can't afford to drive. And then I was like, we are all in this together with the environment, and you drive around with carbon emissions everywhere, caring nothing for this world. And then the lady who posted it, she was like, I can't afford an electric car. And I said, oh, it's only $50,000. And she's like, I can't afford then what do you think is going to happen when you drive up gas prices or celebrate it?
Yeah. I mean, this was the lesson of COVID, was the war between the haves and the have-nots. You were essential and you could go to work, or you were non-essential and you couldn't go to work. I mean, this was in every way what they chose to shut down and what they chose to keep going.
The best part is that plumbers and labor and stuff was like, some of it was essential, but all of the journalists were essential. It was like, okay, that's okay. Everyone else go home, but if you're a blue check Washington Post reporter, you're good.
Yeah.
Do you think that you guys ever follow salt water as a fuel? You looked into that at all?
No.
Some people are burning salt. There's this guy, John Kansas. We should pull this up in the after show maybe. He was running microwaves through salt water looking for a cure for cancer. And one frequency lit it on fire, salt water, just a frequency. And then, haven't heard a lot about it for 12 years, but
maybe because it's nonsense.
There's a video on YouTube of him doing it, and the other scientists are like, we should talk about it on the after show. But I mean,
there's a video on YouTube about how the Earth is flat. Come on.
I'm not saying the Earth's not flat.
You're saying it's not?
Well, I'm saying if it's true that saltwater has a lot of potential energy in it, if we really could burn the stuff, why is it like a cabal that's intentionally? Is this just like a wealth transfer? They're going to charge as much as they can for oil until people can't pay any more.
Let's entertain the idea that you can burn salt water. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not. There's probably someone in the chat like
burn might not be the right word, but
release
heat from release.
Yeah,
flame.
The issue is that. Well, I did some reporting on the desalination plants in California. It's actually really bad. We cannot just pull water from the ocean. It creates brine, which then sinks to the bottom and causes serious problems. So the idea that we can extract from the oceans is not a long-term solution to anything. So even if we could take salt water and use it for some kind of fuel, you're going to have byproducts, you're going to have waste products. So that doesn't seem like a solution.
Geez, I mean, oil has given us enough of a byproduct problem as we go.
Well, look at batteries. These electric cars, they're not made out of some fairy-winged Al Gore coming up and pooping them out of his, nether regions. They come.
I know what you're saying.
These electric batteries don't come out of nowhere. They're not, they're not magic. They aren't just made out of environmentally friendly people.
You can't get them.
Exactly, and there's a limit in getting them, and there's a shortage in getting them. And when you do get them, it is extremely destructive to the environment. There's a huge entire long process, and a lot of even the solar panel stuff. A lot of it is just bigger scams. And when you look at the quote carbon footprint of getting, they say you get it from sand. No, you don't. The way of getting it it's so complicated. It has such an effect on the environment. It really makes you question this entire larger scheme as a Ponzi scheme. It's all about
recycling is also
recycling also another scam that a lot of people don't like to talk about. A lot of the recycled material literally was shipped over to China. China just dumped it into the ocean, and now we have whole islands filled with plastic. So there are legitimate issues that we could talk about when it comes to the destruction of our environment. We don't talk about that. There's elaborative Ponzi schemes that literally transfer the wealth from poor people to rich people, all in the name of fighting the environment, literally giving the money to the people destroying the environment, which is bonkers.
I was in Chicago, this is 15 years ago, and they had these big city garbage bins. And there's one hole that says recycle and one hole that says garbage.
And it goes to the same place.
And they both go to the same chute.
I've seen that too.
I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute. It just goes on a slide into one garbage can.
But I know this intellectually, and yet I still cannot not do it. It's like been ingrained from childhood where you have to separate the cardboard and the plastic and the garbage, and I can't not.
If it's got food material on it, you can't recycle it anyway.
I know. It's all nonsense, and yet I have this like OCD that I cannot not do it.
I was flying through I think I was in Dallas, and I ordered an Arnold Palmer or something. The lady comes and she brings it to me, and I'm in Texas, and she gives me a paper straw. And then I laughed, and I was like, paper straws, huh? And then she goes, some dumb little girl complains about plastic, and all of a sudden we can't have straws anymore. And then I started laughing. I was like, you get it.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's up.
Shout out to Boyan Slat and the Ocean Cleanup Project. Have you guys been following his work?
I interviewed him when he went to Bilderberg. He actually gave me an interesting comment about his take there. But he's also a fascinating, extremely young person that has been doing some really fascinating work when it comes to cleaning up the mess from essentially the Chinese dumping all the trash into the ocean and India and all the developing countries.
The Pacific Gyre, that giant Texas-sized swirling patch of plastic trash. He's out there with these giant ropes cleaning it up.
But where does it go when he cleans it up?
He brings it back to shore, and then they got to figure out what to do with the plastic. You can break it back down into oil if you heat it up with low oxygen or no oxygen environment. You can reconvert it into fuel.
There's bacteria that started eating it.
Yeah, there's bacteria. There's also mushrooms. Pestiolopsis microspore is a fungus that can consume it, turn it into sugar. You got to
turn it into sugar.
Yeah, you grind it up into little plastic pellets, and then you run it through an aqueous solution and spray it with the fungus with the spores, and then over like a week, it breaks it down into sugar.
That's cool. Let me read a little bit from this article. This is funny. The average cost of an electric vehicle is $56,437, which is approximately $10,000 higher than the industry average. So I'm really hoping that whatever ends up happening in November, we never forget the let them drive Teslas line, and it becomes like a thing, like, let them drive Teslas. You know, these people are just like, they're complaining about gas prices. Why don't they just drive Teslas?
Yeah,
Pete Buttigieg said it. He's like, people should buy electric cars. They're like,
there's not enough of them. There's no batteries. There's no cars. That's why the demand of them is going up.
Yeah. I just placed an order for a Ford Transit that will arrive maybe at the end of the year. We're hoping.
Tesla's back ordered incredibly long.
Prediction. I think Joe Biden will likely invoke the Defense Production Act, and the Democrats will introduce some kind of bill. Massively fund electric vehicle production in this country, and not like cars, big rigs.
That would help Elon Musk.
I thought you said China wrong, Tim. You said China because Biden's probably going to be giving all the business to China.
Probably.
More than anywhere else. That's where he's buying the solar panels that he's importing.
I'm saying when the diesel shortages hit in August, you think gas prices are a problem? You look. If the truckers are going to be spending $10 a gallon on diesel, a lot of them are going to be like, I'm not driving anymore.
Yeah.
Then your products are going to skyrocket. So I think Joe Biden's going to step in and be like, we got a problem with prices and shortages, man. Come on, we got to do the defense production.
I mean, it's going to be like fruits and vegetables that are going to fly off the shelves and that will be completely scarce.
Gone. Yeah.
It took him a really long time to actually admit that there was a baby formula shortage, and he didn't really do anything about it. So I wonder if he's actually going to do anything about this.
All you guys think you're going to have strawberries come October? Mm-mm. People, no more strawberry ice cream.
Nope.
The things that need to be shipped and shipped quickly, not going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so, whenever I go to the store, really bugs me is strawberries. You got to like check them. You got to open it up and make sure there's no mold in there. And then sometimes you do after a couple of days, they're all moldy.
Yeah.
And that's because they have to be transported very quickly.
But if you buy the strawberries that last more than 3 days, they're tasteless.
They're gross, yeah.
So there's no middle ground.
Or frozen strawberries.
I have really strong feelings about strawberries.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Avocados, gone.
So $12.92 at Costco for a 6-pack.
Whoa, $2 an avocado.
Yeah.
That's the millennial apocalypse. How are we going to have our avocado toast?
I know. I just saw it on Instacart and I was like, oh, that's not going to happen.
Have you been tracking prices?
Yes.
Of course she has.
I just said $12.92 for a 6-pack of avocados at Costco.
Semi-rhetorically. So we went out to eat, and we went to a Mexican restaurant. It was I think me and 3 other people, and the bill was $100.
That's low. I mean, I keep kosher, so I think that's low. But yes.
But it's like
it's not New York City.
A year ago it was like $60.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if we got a couple tacos, it would be like $10 a person. We're looking at $40 with drinks.
To get takeout for my family of 7, and I have small children, it's nowhere under $150.
Wow.
Can't do it. We don't get
what area
anymore.
are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Just here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, also I keep kosher, so you have to like put a 30% tax on life. But I mean, keep track of prices? The local Chinese place, the dinner special went up over 35%. It is now $19 to get just a dinner special of Chinese food. Yeah.
Wasn't it like $10 a year ago or something like that?
No, I mean, his prices went up. I mean, and I'm not blaming him. Avi, I'm not blaming you. But like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's only the beginning. It's only going to get worse. Inflation is the largest tax on the people of the world, and your wealth is literally being evaporated because of the financial policies of the U.S. Federal Reserve and the Biden administration.
Well, I'll tell you what was really scary for me. We have our truck for transporting materials and stuff, and for moving the trailers and the mobile studio. We had to get an oil change. We were told we can't do it. We don't have any oil.
What?
We went to an oil change place and they told us they didn't have it and they couldn't help us. And then I was like, what? And they're like, you're going to have
a special truck?
It's a Dodge Ram.
It's diesel.
Yeah, but they were just like, we don't have the oil. You're going to have to get, I'm sorry, we don't have it.
What does everyone else do? I mean, like, it's not like you live in like Manhattan.
We had to drive, and we were in the middle of nowhere. We're out here, West Virginia.
Yeah.
We had to drive to a couple stores to find the right oil. I think we went to like an AutoZone or something, and then we were like, I forget the oil that we need. I'm sure everybody knows exactly what oil we need, and they had I think like 4 gallons or whatever, and we needed I think 2 or 3, maybe 2 or something. And so I was like, just get it all, because they told us that there was a shortage and they couldn't help us. They didn't have any, and I'm like, wow, that's never happened to me in my life.
Yeah,
in my life, every vehicle I've ever had, my friends' vehicles, they pull in, they're like, yep.
I mean, that's what I did with baby. I nursed my baby. Like, he's never had formula. And when all of this stuff started, I bought a canister because I was like, if I get hit by a truck, I want that on hand.
One thing is, people are mentioning in the super chats, DEF shortages.
Yep. What is DEF?
So I think it was 10 years ago, there was the U.S. passed a bill requiring all new diesel, maybe it was longer than this, but all new diesel vehicles need to have diesel exhaust fluid, which is basically urea and water. And when we're filling up the Ram with gas, there's actually 2 holes, a small one and a big one. If you go to a truck stop, you can pull out the DEF and stick it in, and it smells like piss. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but we import it, and so there's already shortages. If the truck doesn't have it, it gives you a warning and says speed will be reduced to 5 miles an hour.
What? That is dystopian.
Is it a part of their global warming?
Emissions? What DEF does is it bonds with the fuel so that instead of making a pollutant or whatever, it makes water or something. Or something like that. It's like a nitrogen something.
I think a lot of people, EGR, deleted their diesel trucks, and they don't have to do that.
Right.
And I think there's some local state jurisdictions that made that illegal, but it's kind of hard to find out sometimes.
People are going to start hacking their vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to try and find ways to reduce the cost in whatever way they can. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how much you can hack. $7 a gallon.
Right.
Biodiesel. Make your diesel from corn. I don't know, man.
People are going to be driving that, but that's not effective.
I'm surprised that the government is not having more of a dialogue about getting people to become self-sustainable. It still seems like they're like, hey, wait for us to fix things for you. Wait for us.
Right. I mean, they're saying, drive a Tesla, but you have to spend $55,000
minimum.
And wait 7 months.
You could get it, if you're lucky to get it, because those are the regular prices that you could pre-order. I know people that are making money just off pre-ordering Teslas because of the value of how much they've been rapidly increasing. So they order one that they're going to get in a year or 2 years.
Brilliant.
And then, of course, their value of it skyrockets up, and the value of the battery goes up, so they sell it as soon as they buy it. And they make a profit off of it.
And when you pre-order, you don't even put down the money, right?
You put down like $100. I think now they want $200, whatever it may be, $500.
I mean, I don't know. I put down a deposit on a Ford Transit this week, so I'm an expert on a Ford.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.